So it's important that HR doesn't operate in isolation. It has to respond and be aligned with the needs and the goals of the business. If it operates in isolation, it can just be seen as a hindrance, not a help. And then people just think, oh, this is just a waste of time and money. So it's very important that HR is aligned to the needs and the goals. Having said that, the foundations of HR are contracts of employment, and then also the rules, the policies, the processes and the standards required. And then really it's ensuring that all those things are implemented consistently across the business.
So I guess that means we need a buy-in from all levels, so that's the senior management team, any managers and also the employees as well.
Absolutely, everybody should buy in. And with contracts of employment, I mean, this is a legal document like any other contract, and so it has to be agreed by both parties, both the employer and the employee. And really, it continues until one of the parties pulls out of the contract. It will remain in existence until either the employee leaves or the employer cancels the contract. And since April 2020, it's been a legal requirement that the contract is in place on the first day of employment, and ideally beforehand, so everyone's clear about what's expected and what actually has been agreed before employment starts. They are the foundations, really, the contracts and the processes, the rules, the standards, the codes of conduct, making sure everyone is aware. It's no good having all of these standards and codes of conduct if nobody knows about them. And I think with contracts and anything like that, any policies, it's really vital that they're in language that everyone understands. The last thing you want is legal gobbledygook that everyone just puts their head in their hands and says, well, I don't know what that means.
So jargon?
No, exactly. It needs to be clear. And I can't stress enough, it needs to be communicated consistently. The other thing is as well that making sure any rules, especially an employee handbook, is available to everyone from the same source, preferably online, and that it's kept up to date. And if there are any changes, everyone needs to be notified of those changes, and every employee needs to know how they can get hold of a copy of it. One of the major questions, Rhona, what's the rule on this? You know, and every time I send them a copy and say, and it's available here. But yes, so I think they're the foundations. If you can get those in place, then, and that they align with the needs of the business, they're written clearly and they're communicated well and they're understood, then the team is in a very good place to go ahead and achieve the company's goals and help the company grow.